But before we go ahead, you know that UAI, when it was created many years ago, was the work of a few individuals, and especially of one lady, which I would like you to meet here, Cathy Jones. Cathy, she's always part of the gang, and she'll never go away. She'll always be with us. She's still on the ISB list. She monitors everything that we do, and if anything is going wrong, she'll let us know. Don't you worry. And I like things to be like this, you know. We're the same in our local association. We have those old folks that were there, that were the founding members, and they're very important to the welfare of our own organization. So whenever we're doing something that's out of the ordinary, we always consult with them, and they consult with us very fast. So Cathy is also the editor of the Tithing Journal. You know, when Cathy went away as her position as the, she was doing membership. At first she was the director of UAI when it was first created. She went all around the world, and when her position changed, well, not exactly changed, but she took on more responsibility as membership chair, and she stayed on as the director to take care of all the paperwork and the recording of everything. And when she gave away some of her responsibility, I thought to myself, well, she has a deserved vacation, but didn't last long. First thing we know, she was publishing Tithing and getting to work at it, and she has a job now. For me, she's a hero, you know. She is. And at this time, because of her long-standing years of service with us and dedication to the Urantia book teaching and to the Urantia book itself and to the foundation, I would like to invite Marion, who's a good friend. And we have prepared little things in reconnaissance of Cathy's long-standing service. We wanted to do this in Australia last year, but Cathy couldn't make it to Australia. And the opportunity to do this was not always evident, but I do believe that because she's part of America, she's part of the United States, she's part of your own organization, and I do believe that it was a proper time for us to recognize her as an outstanding member and emeritus member, if there's such a thing, and I do believe it is. So I would like Mariam to read a little piece in reconnaissance to her long-standing service. So Mariam, would you please?
I would like you to stand. I feel honored to have been requested to do this. And I'm going to read because I'm too perplexed to remember everything. All right, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. I was honored when Gaetan asked me to do this. All right. Cathy, this is for you. It was an abrupt U-turn on a sunny LA boulevard in the year 1978 that not only turned Cathy Jones's automobile around, but also her life. This seemingly inconsequential act turned a truth seeker into a truth finder. It was in response to her heartfelt prayer to her Heavenly Father to show her the way to a higher truth that while waiting in line to pay for her traffic ticket, she met a gentleman also waiting to pay his fine who asked her if she had ever heard of the Urantia book. What does that say about the driving habits of Urantia book readers? Perhaps it was her radiant smile or her kind eyes that prompted this stranger to tell her about the fifth epochal revelation. Whatever the reasons, we are sure glad that he did. Little did she know that from that moment on, her life was destined to be dedicated to a higher purpose as she traversed the service highways and the happiness trails in association with her new beloved Blue Book. I first met Cathy in Nashville in the early 90s at an emergency meeting of the loyal remnant of the Urantia Brotherhood. The Urantia Foundation trustees had asked us to join them for a weekend of brainstorming to rebuild an effective readership organization after what I like to call the Great Divorce. As in most divorces, one usually chooses which party they want to continue to fraternize with. Cathy and I had chosen the same, and boy, I liked her right away. After that readership reorganization conclave, Cathy answered the call to service. She upped and left her husband, her grandkids, her lovely home, her cool pool, her beautiful gardens, and she headed north to the cold, windy city of Chicago. She worked hard, out of the ugliest office I have ever seen. But with her computer, her phone, and her reader list, she fanned the glowing embers in the ashes and slowly helped build our new organization of dedicated readers, loyal to the Declaration of Trust and to the institution that the contact commissioners had created 35 years before. With her organizational skills, she was able to grow the UAI from a few small local United States groups, plus ever reliable Finland, into a viable international network of reader groups dedicated to supporting the original publisher of the Urantia book and working interdependently with the Urantia Foundation to disseminate the teachings of the fifth epical revelation. Historical legend has it that in the 50s, when the humans presented our unseen friends with their ideas and model of a readership organization, the response of the unseen higher-ups was, well, if that's the best you can come up with. So what's new? The higher-ups let us learn the hard way. From those early constitutional mistakes, which permitted the first organization to be hijacked and then delicensed, a new, more democratic Urantia Brotherhood Association began to emerge from that ugly office and from the beautiful minds of the patient and loyal readers like Cathy Jones. From the beginning, Cathy's vision was international in scope. She had a talent for pinpointing leaders and then encouraging them and assisting them to get their groups organized. She worked long and hard hours, often in isolation, often dining alone. She attended the UAI introduction ceremonies in Colombia, Mexico, Russia, Chile, Brazil, France, the United Kingdom, Estonia, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Spain, Canada, and plus many of the local United States associations. Her clothes were never wrinkled. It's some tissue paper trick that I've yet to master. But she always looked beautiful and professional. Cathy, you were the best UAI administrator we could ever have hoped for at that time in our evolution. You are a credit to this revelation. I am proud to call you my friend and my colleague, but mostly I am proud to call you my sister. And I would like to present you